Hey, Salt and Light channel members, this is Kathy coming to you with a word from the Lord. He put a word on my heart just for the channel members, and He wanted me to let you know that He is pleased with you, and because you have shown up by supporting this ministry, not only on a financial regular basis, but also through your prayers, how you keep showing up on the live streams, the comments. You are pressing into Him, and He told me to tell you because you have shown up, He's going to show up for you. And He gave me, Hebrews 11, verses 4 through 8, and I'm going to be reading from the New King James Version. By faith, Abel offered to God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and through it he being dead still speaks. In other words, Abel's gift and how he honored God is still speaking today in the Word. Verse 5, by faith Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death and was not found, because God had taken him, for before he was taken he had this testimony that he pleased God. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he who comes to God must believe that he is, or he exists, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. You are diligently seeking him as a channel member, as a giver, as a sower, and he's going to show up for you because you showed up for him. Verse 7, by faith Noah being divinely warned of things not yet seen, moved with godly fear, which is respect and honor, prepared an ark for the saving of his household, by which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is according to faith. Because of his act of faith, and he did what God told him to do when he didn't see any manifestation of the fruit or the breakthroughs he was believing for, he just trusted God because he said it. That's what Abraham did. In a lot of ways, I have fashioned my heart and my faith after Abraham's faith. Even when I moved up here to North Florida, the Lord showed me a vision that when I agreed and I said, yes, Lord, I will go, all of a sudden God gave me this vision, and I saw this beautiful, it was like a golden yellow, deep golden yellow robe trimmed in like brownish gold fur. And I saw it walking through like a meadow, and the robe was dragging behind Abraham. And I knew it was Abraham's coat. And then the Lord said to me, because you have honored me and you're going to obey me, you will walk in the same blessing that Abraham did, walking through the fields. That was one of the first visions the Lord gave me when I obeyed and said I would move to North Florida. And I did like Abraham. I left my family. Sorry about the reflection of my glasses. I left my hometown. I left what was familiar to me. And that took a lot of faith, because I had just, as I told you in another video, I'd went through divorce, but it was prophesied to me that I would move to North Florida. And then as soon as things were in God's timing, they started coming together. And it was when God said, I want you here, which is, I'm here now up in North Florida. I mean, the town I was in was a little further north, not too far from here. But God gave me the confirmation through Abraham's coat. Everything fell into place. I had such peace. Was it hard leaving my mom? Yes. She even said, I understand, Kathy, but why do you have to go so far? I said, I'm just doing what God's telling me to do. And my life and ministry has really exploded here. So you being a channel member and a giver and a supporter, you are showing up in faith. And it may not be what you want it to be, but God sees it as, seed to me is like a Scud missile. It's like dynamite in the spirit. I'm trying to get this glow out of my glasses. Let me just take these off. When you sow to the Lord, it is like a Scud missile in the spirit. And I go through and I pray for the channel members as well as the subscribers. And he just wanted me to let you know that your faith is going to make you whole, but it's about to lead you into a new country or a new direction or a new town or a new job or a new marriage, whatever you've been believing for. Even when we automatically sow and we forget about it, he doesn't. And the angels watch over it. You know, he said he watches over his word to perform it. Well, giving is a part of his word. You are sowing into the mission field. My ministry just happens to be one of the many fields that Jesus has got going on in this earth. So because you said yes to him and you heard the vision and you said, Lord, I'll do whatever you tell me to do, I want to give you, and it's making me cry, I want to give you Abraham's coat, the vision I had. And he's given it to you. So let me read verse 8. And that just means great things are about to happen for you to hold on and to wipe your tears. And, this is for all of his children. But he wanted to talk to you especially today. And let me read verse 8. It says, faithful Abraham. That's why we are all called Abraham's seed, because Abraham left everything that was familiar to him. He obeyed the Lord and he honored God. And then the Lord said, all your descendants will be as the sands of the sea and the stars of the sky. So your one act of faith, your one act of obedience is going to multiply and keep multiplying and keep multiplying. And one day, if the Lord tarries another 1,000 years and you're not here anymore, I'm not here, your works will still speak for him. That's why we still talk about Abel's gift. Because Abel gave God what was right and what he had asked for. Cain basically threw at him as leftovers. The intent and the motive of your heart, when you give, when you sow, when you obey the Lord, he looks more at the motive of your heart than the actual gift. So make sure you're always giving with the right heart. And God even told Cain, he said, why are you looking so down, or why are you so upset? All you have to do, Cain, is make it right, and I will accept your gift. So God is accepting your gifts because of your heart. It took faith to do this. And not only is he blessed by it and pleased with you, I am blessed by it, and I'm happy. And I'm happy to see this word come to pass in your life. So verses 8 through 10 in Hebrews 11. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance. And he went out not knowing where he was going. And he went out not knowing where he was going. Many of you don't know where you're going. You're going out, and God is sending you out. He has sent you into a town in a strange land, which I'm going to do another video on that. But you're stepping out in faith, just like becoming a member is stepping out in faith. So he went out not knowing where he was going. By faith, he dwelt in the land of promise, as in a foreign country. Ruth did the same thing when she went with Naomi back to Israel from the town of Moab. And that's why God says he's a defender of the stranger and the alien, because sometimes you're in a strange land, or you're not in your hometown where you grew up. And some of you may be in that position and you feel very alone, you feel scared, or you're about to be moved to a place. Just go in faith. By faith he dwelt in the land of promise, because that's your land of promise, as in a foreign country, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Some of you have children and grandchildren, or people that the Lord has assigned to you, and they will dwell with you in the land of promise. And my mother in the Lord used to say, Kathy, you got to go where your blessing is, not where people tell you to go. Because where your blessing is where God is. And if you go where he tells you to go, you're going to always be taken care of. So some of you, he's getting ready to uproot you and move you, because your season where you're at is about over and it's drying up. That's what I'm hearing him say. He's even showed me that too. It may not be this, it might be my apartment, which I've just signed for another year, but it could be this town. It could be a season of work that you're in, but it's drying up. And he's drying it up because he's about to move you to your land of promise. Sometimes if we stay in a place that he doesn't want us anymore and it's abundant and fruitful, we'll not listen to him because we get comfortable. And that's what he's doing for you. He's drying it up so he can move you forward. Just say this, I'm going to my land of promise. Hey, I'm going to my land of promise. Dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, and heirs of the same promise. In verse 10, for he waited for the city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is God. Abraham, even Moses didn't get to go into the promised land because he disobeyed God and he struck the rock. He got angry, but at least he got to see it before he died up on Mount Nebo. And he led all those people, millions of people, out of Israel for 40 years. And he was their leader. He was their leader between them and God, just like he represented Jesus, who is our mediator between us and God. So I wanted to just bless you with that word today. And I just see God putting like the Abraham's coat around you or on you, and it's going to follow behind you in the land of blessing and peace. So I will see you in the next video, and I will see you on tomorrow's live. Okay? Bye-bye.